Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, damn cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. Derealization, medical patient, losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown. I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's it. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we come in. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pick boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I'm bleeding myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Is this thing on? I just started talking right now. Could you hear the sound on the tab, on the music tab? Okay, great. Oh, so how are you? How is everyone? It's probably nobody here except Shift, and that's good enough for me. Oh my God. You know, I found out about him not too long ago. I think something came up on YouTube, on Instagram, I don't remember. But the first impression I got was that he's just like a poet, like a almost Shakespearean. And so I started listening to his things, and I also watched some of the reactions of some creators on YouTube, and the fact that he responds to these creators, and he makes sure that like none of the videos are stricken down. So he doesn't want anybody to have strikes on his videos. I thought that was really commendable. And I have been listening to his music, and the whole the spectrum of emotions that he conveys, and it's just a mastery. I've been like, so I also found out that like you have to listen to his old stuff, his first stuff, and also there's like trilogies that he does, and you have to listen to all the songs and to understand the whole story. So this is one of the songs that I wanted to start with, because it's a lot about mental health and about how the system is created in such a way that it feels like they're understanding our issues, and they have like answers for everything that we're feeling, all the symptoms, and they have diagnosis and all that stuff, and then they have the medication. And I think that a lot of us can relate to that, the fact that we just trust these people to look, to cure our mental health. And hi Dino, and I have personally been to a bunch of therapists. Sorry. I've been to a bunch of therapists, and I couldn't find one that I really connected with. And so one therapist that I went to, they said that so they diagnosed me with ADHD. So I did, that was helpful. So because I never really thought I had ADHD, because ADHD for me was like I was imagining like the kids in school that were hyper and they couldn't stand still and all that stuff. And for me, when I was a kid, it wasn't like that. It was like I was very introspective, and I was like, I couldn't really pay attention to the class, and I was always daydreaming, and I did fidget, but I was like more conservative in that. Like, I think maybe because being a girl, it's like we're expected to be more poised. Yes. Hi, Club Exiled. Yeah. It is a spectrum, and I like. So this is what I never thought I had ADHD, because I knew I had like memory problems, and I had problems focusing, and scattered mind, all that stuff, and I was very fidgety. I still am very fidgety. Like I can't stand still for a long time, but I think I can't like externalize it too much. Like I'm more composed, and maybe for the boys when they're younger, you'd have that, those outbursts, and that's how you knew that they had ADHD, or they used to call it hyperactivity. So I started to more than what the therapist told me. I started reading and watching videos and stuff like that, and I started to understand myself better. But it still doesn't change the fact that it's something that really hinders, your day-to-day, like your everyday life. Like, I didn't understand why I like waking up in the morning and already feeling overwhelmed, right? So all these things, like I really, one of the things I wanted to do here in the channel was to talk about that. Thank you, honey. Thanks. I feel a little bit shy up here all by myself. Let me see. So let me just take this off. Hang on. There you go. It's very hard to come to terms with the limitations that you have, and also be positive about it. Like, I've read and I've heard so many things about neurodivergence and the way that it's like almost like a superpower, but I never really felt that way, because I always felt like it kind of limited everything I do. Like, I don't like, I'm not the kind of person that stays in one job for a long time. I always envied people that were like in the one job for 20, 30 years. And I have a lot of examples. I know people that have been in the same job for so many years. And I was like, how do they do it? Like, and that's a struggle for me, because it gives my life, it doesn't help with the balance, it gives me a lot of imbalance. It's just like I can't quite find the right spot for me, so I keep looking, and once it gets too much for me, in the sense that I don't agree with whatever politics are going on, or how management deals with you and all that stuff, it's just, it becomes a burden almost. Like, looking back, I wish I had like studied something more specific to the things that I like, so I could, just go that route, but even then I liked so many things. Like, I liked journalism. I was into translations, and so in writing, creative writing, all that stuff. And that's one of the issues, that I couldn't just pick one thing. I was like, if I pick one thing, I'm going to miss out on the other thing. So this is paralyzing to me. I did well in your one of your streams. I think we kind of had I just said hi, and I thought he was exiled, and you said no, not exiled. I have listened to him. But yeah, this is what it's all about, like, I find it very hard to express myself, even though my family knows me, and we're close. I have 3 sisters and a brother, and we're pretty close. But that, and I have a lot of friends, but it's just like some things I feel like, even when I try to explain things, it's kind of like, I think my impression is that they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand it, and I can't really handle the feedback, the questions, and, why you're feeling this way, why, what do you mean you paralyzed and you can't just get things done? And it's really hard to explain. Like, you just don't. And it's overwhelming. a lot of times it's overwhelming because I know that a lot of people go through this, but I just don't know a lot of people around me that go through this, if you know what I mean. Like if I go online, like if I'm doing the stream, I know that a lot of people, might listen to this and relate. But in my day-to-day life, it's really hard because I see people, getting stuff done, doing their lives and overworking and doing the 9 to 5 and barely having any time for themselves. And I'm like, that's not living, that's just surviving. And even doing this stream, it was like on the spot. Like I was like listening to Rand, like, let me just go live and talk a little bit about mental health and how the solution they find for us is to give us pills. And thank you, Shift. I don't know if I do so much for so many, but I had this conversation with my son the other day, and he was telling me about the things that his friends and his girlfriend relied on him for, the listening part, and that he kind of put his problems in a little, like, the back burner. He couldn't think about his problems in order to help, to be a good listener, to help his friends. And I looked at him and I'm like, oh my God. And I looked at him and he instantly knew, yeah, I know, I'm like you to a fault. He said it in these words. And I worry about him because he does bottle his emotions in order to have space for other people to, have that lifeline in him. And I told him, don't do what I did, because you do put yourself, you do forget about your own needs, because you become that person that everybody comes to talk to, and to have those words. And I'm glad that I can give that to people, and I don't really think about I don't really think about it's my turn to talk. I always think that maybe people don't need to hear my stuff. I'd rather just listen. And my son is the exact same way, but I worry about him because I told him, listen, you're 18, you just turned 18 years old, and don't ever let your mental health stay in the background. One thing is to, listen to your friends, your girlfriend, whatever, but make sure you also let them know that you also need to talk, because people get used to this, to this thing that they come to you and they think you're okay because you seem okay, because you're, and my son is like that too. Like, we don't talk about our issues, so we seem fine. And that's, I know that's detrimental in the long run. So I told him, when someone is laying everything out, it doesn't have to be in that moment, but make sure that you let them know that, you got stuff going on as well. And, if they're your friends, they're going to want to listen, because first, they might not know that that you even have anything going on, because you're always so, helpful, and you're always such a good listener. They might not even, they might overlook that. So it doesn't have to be in the moment that they're laying it out on you, but there's going to be a moment where you're like, I need to talk. There's stuff going on, even with your girlfriend. And that's going to help. That's even going to be good for them because they're going to also feel useful. Giving back is something that makes us feel useful as well. So, I hope that he's able to take this advice and, maybe talk to his friends as well. Yeah, I do. Well, I don't know if I give great advice, but it's really hard for me to talk about myself. Even like when I start a live stream, I always think like, who wants to hear anyone talk about themselves? And since I've been listening to Ren, there's this song that he has. It's called Hi Ren, and I'm going to play it in a little bit. He says basically it's like he's having an internal dialogue with himself, and he's having an internal dialogue with the good side of him and the bad side of him, and the part that tries to sabotage you. And it's all within us. We have that, the good angel, the bad angel, and the good angel and the little devil, that duality, that you try to take a step forward, and there's this voice saying, no, you can't make it, you're not going to go far, just give it up. All this, it's helped me a lot to like, okay, I'm not vain. I'm not going to look vain because I'm expressing how I feel. But it's always been a problem for me because I really don't like to talk about myself. Like, it doesn't come out naturally. So I'm going to play the song. I'm going to put the video here. Let me see. And you can if you like pay attention to the lyrics, you will understand like what I'm talking about, the internal dialogue that we have with ourselves. It's amazing. Okay. Go. Give me 1 second. Okay, the song is called Hi Ren, and it's basically he's having an internal struggle, an internal dialogue with himself. Especially when you struggle with mental health, you always have that voice telling you can't do it. And I think this song, ultimately, it shows you that even though you have these voices, there's a balance that you have to live in. You have to live with it your whole life. Like, you have a balance, like a pendulum. He's going to explain it like a pendulum, like dark and light. You're going to have it throughout your life. You just have to learn to, do this dance that you have to do with both, It's just not like one, it's not always one thing. It's not always the other thing. Like throughout life, we go through darkness and we go through light. And I guess we just have to take it in. We have to take it all in and just learn to dance with it. Like, you're going to see what I mean when I play this. Okay, you can see it now. I'm just, oh my God, I'm completely in love with this guy. Really. Not in love, but Excellent.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me.
Hi, Bren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill.
Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy.
Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help.
You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere.
Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connected, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in.
Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself.
Trust me.
You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Man, it's not like that.
Man, it's just like that, I'm inside you, you twat.
No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong.
Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it.
Played on guitar.
Plan B did it.
Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material.
Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath it.
That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's
Sorry, I'm not good at this. I wanted to pause here because this is exactly what I was talking about. Like when he's trying to hype himself up, and I think this happens to all of us. It's like there's always a voice that is trying to bring you down, you know? And when you start feeling good about yourself, it doesn't let you go. And I think this is like there's a good thing about you not letting your ego get too big, in the sense that if you let your ego get too big, it kind of like you lose yourself, you know, and you just become something that everyone else wants to see, right? But this is like, it's so real and raw, the way he puts it, you know, that he's trying to feel good about himself. And there's that voice just, no, reminding him, no, you're nothing. You're not shit, you know? And this is duality that we live in constantly. It's like a balance between, we can't get too high. We can't think of ourselves as too much or superior. You know, we have to have the humility to just remind ourselves that we're no better than anybody. We're good enough, we're good, but we're not better than anyone. And the balance that he's trying to find, and the pendulum that, you know, he talks about later in the song, is that perfect balance where you know that there's this voice that is constantly it's bringing you down, but it's also reminding you that, you know, even when you're feeling good about yourself, you just can't feel too good about yourself, you know, if that makes any sense. It's awesome. It's pretty cool. Yes, I thought about two. It's like the voice, the other voice that he hears. It's like it's amazing because it's like the haters. It's also the, you know, it's so interesting that there's so many layers to this song, to all of his songs, really, that you can interpret it in so many ways, and that each person is going to take that and interpret it, that, you know, according to what they have lived. But like you say, like, yeah, it's also the haters that are going to try, and that has happened to him, you know. Haters have been trying to get him down. And it's funny because most artists have haters, but there's like the mainstream artists that have labels, and he's an independent artist, so he doesn't have any labels. He even says that his songs, I don't know if his songs are playing on the radio now, but he's like saying that his songs don't play on the radio. He's not going to no Oprah shows and all that stuff. He doesn't have Grammys. That's like, you know, it's the haters, but it's also the fact that he's not mainstream. He's in the fringe, and he's talking about things that are really difficult to hear, and that is not, let me say, like, it's not good to be out there because people want to be numbed. People want to believe that they're okay. We get all these influencers, and we get all this information that we're supposed to be okay and all that stuff, and meditation and all that stuff, and it's like blinding us to the fact that we're probably not dealing with the root of our problems, you know. I think it's just there's just so much that we can take from this song. I just think, like, I've listened to it like more than 20 times, and every time I hear it, I get something new, you know. It's amazing. Okay, let's continue.
It's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
I just wanted to pause it here to talk about this little part that he says that his it's like the saboteur, like Club Exile says, that, like, we sabotage ourselves, but also the fact that there's the, you know, the record labels and all that stuff. There's a certain demand, not only the public but also the record label, and it's just these demands that they have to practically sell their souls. And like he's talking about a little bit like Lucifer, and it's just, I don't have words. Like, I gotta play back. Hang on. There's this part that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. When he says, I am you, you are me, it's like this thing, this entity, this negativity lives inside you, and it's constantly, talking to you and sabotaging you, and this is you, but it's in you, it's a part of you, it doesn't have to be something external, but I think that he encapsulates all of it, like the external part and the internal part, which is it's just off the charts amazing.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So clever at the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Yeah, so this is almost the ending, and now he does like a little monologue. But it's just like we have to talk about the visuals as well. It's just we see all these videos and everything is CGI and everything is so magnificent. But he just has, it's just him in a room with his guitar in a hospital gown, which portrays his his disability. He has Lyme disease, and he had been misdiagnosed in the beginning. It took a long time to find out what he had, and it's just so raw. And there's no way that someone makes this kind of music without actually having been through it. And the fact that it's so real, it really resonates with people, because it's okay. Like, I like commercial songs as well. I like Taylor Swift, not Tyler, Taylor Swift. I groove to the music. I love music in general, but music that really, it's just like it's so guttural. It's so I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a mirror, It's like finally someone is actually speaking about things that are real, not just romantic or cinematographic. It's something real, and this is what I don't know how I didn't find out about him when he started, because I know he's been doing this for a long time, and I still have a lot of songs that I haven't heard of from Ren. He has like an amazing catalog, and he's not even. I don't think he still has a label. He's just doing his own thing. The fact that he says his songs don't play on the radio says a lot. This is not the kind of message that the system, wants us to hear. Because he's going against the grain, he's going against what is established, what we should be doing. We should be taking medication. We should be consuming all that stuff, and it's so powerful that it's refreshing, I don't remember the last time that a musician touched me in this way, in this way that is so intimate. And it's time that we all start listening more and being okay with the fact that, okay, we all have issues. We all have, like, not all of us have mental issues, but we all struggle, everybody, especially nowadays, And I just, he's an independent artist, and I will do my part to support him. And the amazing thing is that I have seen him. I've seen a lot of reaction videos from creators reacting to him, and he goes and comments on their videos, on their reaction videos, and I've never seen anybody do that. Like I haven't seen an artist do that, and I think that's commendable. I think that this is the kind of artists we should be supporting. And I hope he doesn't change, because a lot of times, they start like this and then they end up, giving into the the glory, the glamour and glory. I hope he doesn't. But anyway, there's this last part of the song. He talks a little bit. Let's listen. Thank you for sharing the link.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Fucking amazing, right? Oh my God. It's just like every time I hear the song, it's like I hear it for the first time. It happens with all his songs, actually. It's like and there's always so much to unpack. You just like, you go into this journey with him and you barely can breathe because it's like he's telling a story, and it's like there are other, there's this trilogy that he has, Jenny and Screech, The Tale of Jenny and Screech. I'd like to react to, I have seen it before, so it's not gonna be like a first time reaction, but I really wanted to talk about it because it's just, you know what I think? Like, I think about what people share on social media, even on this tiny YouTube corner every day, going back and forth, and I think that there's so much wasted time. There's just so much wasted time talking about shit that doesn't even matter. Going back and forth, going real life, going at families, going at everything. And I'm thinking, like, why? Why do people spend this much time, this much energy doing this, you know, when they can be doing, I don't know, sharing Ren songs and talking about it, you know? I just don't get it. And the more I see, because I started here, right? I started in the community, in the true crime community. So sometimes it's inevitable that you end up being a part of it. And I admit I still, I still watch, I still listen. It's almost like I don't know, like you just have to check in, see what's going on. And that's not a good thing. But I'm thinking, like, people spend 3-4 hours a day of their day doing this. And I just don't see the point, I just think that if people were more open and honest about what they're really going through, I think there would be, I don't know, I think it would be healing for everybody, because I think most of the people doing this are going through things or struggling. It's just the way that it comes out, the way that they express themselves is by, I don't know, attacking each other. I don't think that's the way to go. I think that we should all look inwards and be vulnerable. Like, I'm sure that, and then I'm not talking about, whining about your life and all that stuff. I'm talking about what really makes you tick, what really is inside you, And I just think people don't like to be vulnerable. And I know it's complicated. People being vulnerable out here is dangerous. But I think if it's honest, and if it comes out honest, and when it's honest, let's be real. We know when someone is being honest about their struggles. It's just, we just know. We can hear in their voice, we can feel the vibe, and I feel like a lot of people are just doing it for attention, but they're not really addressing the real problem. Like, if they spoke about the real problem, what's really going on, I think it would be more fruitful, I think people would respond in a different way. That's my opinion. I don't know. Yeah, but it's crazy out here. It's like I have stepped away from the drama and all that stuff, because at this point, honestly, I think that people are just feeding off of it, and just perpetuating it, because it just, I don't know what reason, You still there, Shift? You are. Well, I guess, I don't know. Should I play another song? I don't know. I don't really know what to say anymore. Just that, look inside, but also be aware of what's out there, and protect yourselves. And protect others if you can. I'm just going to end with another song. Everybody take care. Let me see what I can play now. Oh my God, there's so much. Let me choose something that is more like it's not part of a trilogy. Because he has like sequences, you know, and if you play one, you have to play all of them. So, whew, let me see. Just want to play like a positive, nice song that, you know, doesn't depress us even more. Oh, I know what I'm going to play. Well, it's not that it's not depressing, but I think it's a melody. It's a nice melody, and it's a very good song. And I think it's him with an artist called a British. I think she's British as well. Chinchilla. Let me see if I can. Hang on. Chalk Outlines. No. How to Be Me. Here's a nice song. I'm going to play How to Be Me by Ren and Chinchilla. Enjoy. Okay, here we go. You inspire you. Okay, hang on. The song is very beautiful too. Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 1. Oh, 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 oh,
Shout out to Ren and
I don't feel safe in this bed. There are voices in my head. I've been talking to the dead, and the fear baptized me. My kingdom turned to dust, and I watched all my riches rust. Have I lost the Midas touch, or do sad eyes blind me? Over and over we go, over the hills and the valleys below. Oh, and it follows me home, and it suffocates me. Oh, I can't breathe. I said, oh, I can't breathe. All I know is I forgot how to be me. I don't feel safe in these halls. There are bruises on the walls. There are bodies in the floors, and they breathe so loudly. I wish I could move, get up and walk right out this tomb. Do our saviors die too soon? For my sins surround me. Over and over we go, over the hills and the valleys below.
Hallelujah. I forgot how to be me.
When he gave up the fight, a quick decision late in the night that stayed with me for all of my life. I miss you so.
Goodbye, everyone. Bye, Shift. Love you. See you later. Bye bye.